It's the 26th of June 2020. We're at the main signal of Marine Drive. The road curving to the left towards Churchgate and going straight ahead to Nariman Point. Nariman Point, reclaimed from the Arabian Sea in the 1950s, and the man, to a large extent instrumental in creating this reclamation, was a gentleman, lawyer, activist by the name of Khurshid Nariman. And the road to the left going to Churchgate is named after him. And coming to that, so is Nariman Point. In 1970, Air India headquarters moved into this building, which was a newly created masterpiece then, brainchild of J.R.D. Tata and the architectural firm from Manhattan of Berge and Johnson. J.R.D. and John Berge had a lot of brainstorming sessions, which of course eventually led to the creation of this, at that time, unique showpiece. 1,502 windows overlooking this beautiful view of the Arabian Sea, and 23 floors, all centrally air conditioned, 2 underground parking levels, which of course was unheard of in those days. There were hardly any cars. I mean, you see the traffic now, and this is still under technically unlock phase 1. Normally, in the mornings, anytime after 8 a.m., the road that we're looking at down here at Marine Drive is chock-a-block with vehicles, bumper to bumper. And those days, of course, one stray odd vehicle would be seen, highlighting the fact how well planned this building was, looking way into the future. And of course, it all started in 1932 when J.R.D. Tata undertook that solo flight from Karachi to Madras via Bombay. It was Tata Air Services, then became Tata Airlines, and then Air India. And J.R.D. Tata remained managing director, chairman, even after Air India was nationalized. And it was nationalized in the 50s. I can't remember the exact date. I'm saying all this from memory, which in fact leads me to admit there might just be some factual errors which I'd be happy to be corrected for. I was talking about Air India in those glory days, and of course the logo on top then was the Centaur, which was beautifully lit up at night, and so was this building. Could be seen from miles and miles out at night. No longer now, of course, because Air India is massively debt-ridden to the tune of maybe 50,000 crores. And this building is on the block up for auction. So is the airline. But a little bit, there's such interesting stories, about those glory days. And one of them is that J.R.D. Tata, and at that time the commercial director was a gentleman named Bobby Cooker. They encouraged artists from India to a large extent. And people like M.F. Hussain, V.S. Gaitonde, Arpana Kaur, they were commissioned to come up with beautiful masterpieces which now are still part of this building's heritage and very much present here. About 40,000 art pieces, and one of them worth mentioning is an ashtray created by Salvador Dali, which was about 60 years ago, and the ashtray was for the pleasure of passengers flying first class then. By way of payment, Dali insisted on an elephant, which was procured from the Bangalore Zoo and flown across. Wasn't that a bit of a jumbo jet? Anyway, so those glory days are over. Air India, debt-ridden, building on the block. Won't be very long when we will not be calling it Air India Building.